he had 3 things to do. This continuous chanting of Ramana, looking upon everyone as Ram. So he called everybody, he addressed everybody as Ram. And submitting to the will of God from moment to moment to moment. These were the 3 things he practiced, and only for 3 years. And then he says in one place, after this, when he sat in one place, he went into deep meditation. It was just chanting the name Ram, calling everybody Ram, and he said that Ram is inside, he is Atma Ram. So he is at once inside and outside, and he was in the flow of things, meaning submission to the will of God as and when the things come. So these were the 3 things that he practiced. And 3 years he could go into deep meditation happened to him. He didn't have to struggle, because these things will purify us fast. This is what I came to understand. Said, think that God is inside you and see Him outside in everybody, everything. In everything and everybody. So he literally called everybody Ram. Anyone, the beggar would say, Ram, please come. If it's a king, again he was Ram. So he was addressing everybody as Ram and treated them as Ram himself. And then, once I think he was kicked out of a train or something, and he fell on a certain ground, and it was the ground used for passing motion, where there was so much urine and motion all around. He said it was Papa Ramdas all around. He did not feel disgusted. For him, it was Ramdas everywhere. It was Ram everywhere, and Ramdas slept there very happily, he says.
Out there?
Yes. And Yogi Ramsuratkumar told me that he was traveling ticketless. So sometimes the police would come and round him up and throw them into jail. But this particular time, when he was traveling, he was pushed out of the train right in the middle of the night. That's why he said, they are candles that burn at both ends. And again he rolled, and he found himself in a field filled with water. And there were snakes all around. And those little saplings.
Who's there?
I'm talking about Yogi Rams. It happened to Yogi Ramsuratkumar also. Yes. When he was kicked out of the train.
And there was water there and there were snakes.
Yes. That he slept the night there. Papa Ramdas was also kicked out of the train, but he found it to be the lab where people passed motion and urine. He slept very peacefully, happily, because that was all Ram. And Yogi Ramsuratkumar was kicked out of the train into a field where there were saplings and a lot of slush and water in the middle of the night in cold December there. And there were also snakes. But he saw only Ram, and he also spent the whole night there, just floating in the water. Can we all just imagine if we can do that? How terrible, in the middle of the night, 12 o'clock, it was dark all around. And then he found himself amidst water. That is sadhana. What we are doing is sadhana in the name. In name only, but there's a severe austerity. That is going with the flow of life. Taking everything from moment to moment as God-given, as gift of God, and a blessing, and a push towards God. So this sadhana of Papa Ramdas and Yogi Ramsuratkumar, to give one example. There are many. And Yogi Ramsuratkumar would not talk about it easily.
He was not willing
He
to.
won't talk about it. Papa Ramdas wrote a book on that, but Yogi Ramsuratkumar would not reveal anything. He said, "Oh, this beggar's life is most uninspiring."
He said that.
He said that. He said there is nothing about this beggar's life which can inspire people into sadhana. But I knew better.